Hello again, everybody watching The Breakfast Show here on Sky News. Let's bring in the Environment Secretary Steve Barclay, who is on the road today. We'll get to why in just a few moments' time. Good morning to you, Mr Barclay, always a pleasure. Before that, though, this birth certificate where the father's place of birth was scribbled out by someone, it would appear, at the passport office. What's going on?
Sorry, is that to me, Kay?
Yes, yes.
Oh, sorry, Kay. Well, I just heard about it this morning. It's absolutely shocking and appalling, and we absolutely need to get to the bottom of what's happened. I know the Home Secretary is absolutely focused on taking action to address this worrying. I think it is extremely alarming, and quite the right to highlight this story this morning. It's extremely disturbing to hear.
It most certainly is. And then if you double down by looking at the statue of Amy Winehouse at Camden Market, she often used to wear a Cross of St David, Star of St David, forgive me, on around her neck when she was performing, and someone stuck a Palestinian flag over the top of it.
I know, it's just quite unbelievable, isn't it? And I think it is deeply concerning. I know it will cause alarm and worry to many, particularly in the Jewish community. And we absolutely need to take action to ensure that anti-Semitism has no place, that everyone is united in responding to that. I know the Home Secretary is looking very closely at these issues, and we stand as a government absolutely full square committed to tackling anti-Semitism wherever it arises. These are shocking reports. They have no place in a modern Britain, and it's absolutely right. We do all we can to stop them.
Yeah, and then we see MPs from your own party being targeted by those that are upset about what's happening in Gaza at the moment, as indeed we all are, but we all don't go and demonstrate outside MPs' houses. And we're also just hearing that Just Stop Oil are thinking of doing exactly the same thing during the election campaign. How is the government going to keep MPs safe? Well, they're no longer MPs, are they, once you decide that there's going to be an election? How are you going to keep them safe?
It's important that we protect democracy. I think all of us as MPs are very conscious of the loss of both Sir David Amess, but also of Joe Cox. It is important that we have security there in place. But it's part of this wider issue in terms of, as you say, the concerns around anti-Semitism, the concerns around how some of these protests have behaved. Everyone respects the right to protest, for people to have their say, but it's got to be done in a respectful and lawful manner, and that's something the Home Secretary I know is absolutely seized of. He's looking at these issues, and it's something as a government we're committed to taking extremely seriously. How
anxious does that make you when you're out and about like you are today up at the NFU conference?
I think it's something that all of us as MPs are aware of, but at the same time, as part of our plan to back British farming, we're doubling the productivity grants as part of that, and that comes from engaging with farmers, listening to their concerns, listening to concerns about red tape. That's also something that we're cutting. So it is important that as MPs, as ministers, we're able to get out and about, to listen to the concerns of those that we represent. And a key part of my job is to listen to our farming community, to get much more focus on food production, food security, and to support farmers in that important task of keeping our country fed.
Yeah, to that end, a lot of the food is coming through the Red Sea, of course, and we're hearing that a British registered ship has been targeted by Houthi rebels. The crew have abandoned ship. What do you know about it?
Well, that's why, as a government, we took proportionate action in recent weeks in terms of our response to the Houthis. But it's also why today the Prime Minister is at the NFU conference, focused on food security, focused on food production, how we back farmers in England with a clear plan to support them to reduce their costs on things like energy, by grants for solar, reduce for the environment, but is also good for food production. So we're doubling the productivity grants for farmers. We've got a package of £427 million in grants. It responds to issues that farmers have raised with me directly about how we better support food production, but also about their wish to see red tape addressed. So making it easier to access grants, getting payments done quicker.
They are protesting, they say, because of the situation. Sorry, we've got a slightly bad line, so you'll have to bear with me, Mr. Barclay. Forgive me if I interrupted you then. They say they're protesting because of the situation in Gaza. We know that the US is sponsoring a new motion within the United Nations looking for a temporary ceasefire. Is that something that the UK will be supporting?
Well, the Foreign Secretary will be engaging on that. I think, Kay, for me, what I'm absolutely focused on is how we back British farming here in England, and that's what I'm at the NFU conference to focus on. We have the best food produced here in the UK. It's important with these events around the world that we focus more on food security. I think both because of that volatility, but also with climate change as well. The importance of food production, food security has never been more important, and that's why it's great to have the Prime Minister here at the NFU conference, doubling the grants to farmers for productivity, but also responding directly to the concerns they have set out on things like how we streamline the grants application process, how we get the red tape, and really respond to the needs of our farming community.
OK, it is good to talk to you this morning. Apologies for the quality of the line today. Sometimes it just happens, doesn't it? It's good to see you anyway, and have a great day. Thank you.
And you, Kate.